General John Kennedy read aloud from divisive books that have angered some conservative parents during today's Senate Judiciary Committee hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I confess I'm a little confused, and I appreciate the argument or discussion that we've been having, but for me, it's a little too conceptual, or I don't know, metaphysical or theological or whatever you want to call it. I want to try to understand what you're asking us to do. Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue, and I will quote from it. I put some lube on and got him on his knees, and I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated.
The fact that they are even debating allowing sexually graphic books like these in public schools is just unbelievable. What has happened to this country?
He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All Boys Aren't Blue. The second is another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Genderqueer. Okay. Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote.
My jaw almost hit my desk when he began reading. Who in their right mind thought it would be appropriate to put this in a children's book?
Now, Mr. Secretary, what are you asking us to do? Are you suggesting that only librarians should decide whether the two books that I just referenced should be available to kids? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Tell me what you're saying.
Well, first of all, there's this...
Don't give me a speech. Tell me what you're asking me to do.
With all due respect, Senator, the words you spoke are disturbing, especially coming out of your mouth is very disturbing. But what I would also tell you that we're not advocating for kids to read porn, to Senator Booker's point.
What are you advocating for?
We are advocating for parents, random parents, not to have the ability, under the guise of keeping kids safe, to try and challenge the world view of every single manner on these issues.
You're getting conceptual again.
I'm not getting conceptual.
Well, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because I want to know what you're recommending. It sounds to me like what some of you are saying, the librarians should decide.
Just a point of view. This information is very disturbing, and it shows us two things in 2024. We have to make a decision, a forced decision, to support a party that is so extreme right that they feel privileged and entitled to run up in the Capitol on January the 6th. And then, on the other hand, we have a party that support penetrating children's minds with explicit, perverted information to confuse them about their sexuality. This is not the responsibility of the school system, yet it's being advocated in school. And from that perspective, I just they don't have, female dancers to shake their butt in front of kindergartens, or male strippers to wag their hot dogs in front of kindergartens. Why do they have to have a person that is undecided about their sexuality and gender, even confused from some people's perspective? This is very, very disturbing. And then, once again, we look back to the right. Not only do we have people that felt entitled and privileged to run up in the Capitol, the extreme right, even though that a lot of people don't want to admit it, is the party of European Caucasian so-called white nationalists. It's true. And if you check the records, every white nationalist organization in the United States support the Republican Party. Facts. I'm not saying that there's no so-called white nationalists or racist people that's a part of the Democratic Party, because that's not intelligent. But I know for sure, factual, that the Republican Party is the face, it's the so-called black face of racism. They smile in your face, talk about you at the dinner table, talk about you every which way, not in a respectful manner, but a dehumanizing manner. It's evident this country is in trouble in 2024. Peace.
President Trump spoke to a crowd estimated in the thousands, everyone from ordinary Americans to conspiracy theorists to members of right-wing extremist groups.
We will never give up. We will never concede.
Trump repeated the lie that the election was stolen, urging his supporters to march to